anime. So tell me, who's ready to watch anime? Anyone here ready to watch some anime? I'm ready to watch some anime. That's what you kids all watch these days, right? Is the anime? How you all doing today? Anime sucks? You suck! Alrighty. Wait for some fellows to show up, and then I'll get started on me rewatching my old Rex moveset. So this is kind of a weird one because Pyra and Mithra did make it into Smash as like their own character. But I still want to rewatch back to this because this is technically a Rex moveset, not really a Pyra moveset. Pyra is a part of it, but you control Rex, so that's why I still kind of consider this separate. How much longer do I have to keep the cast on? It's not cast, it's a brace. I can take it off whenever. I wear it though just because it makes my hand feel like, not hurt from moving too much. As for how long I have to keep wearing it, just until it stops hurting. Which at this rate, I don't know. It's like... Because I'm almost done with the new prescriptions that I was given for this. And I'm not feeling any changes to it. So I may have to go to plan B, which is getting an injection for it. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to resort to surgery. And that is not something I'm looking forward to. Alrighty. Have I ever broken a bone? No, I have not. Alrighty then. Shall we go ahead and get this started? I'm ready to get this started. Oops. Did not mean to do that. There we go. Okay. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and skip a little bit of the
50 pence
intro.
to the east. I'm in the salvaging trade for the cash. A little bit.
This intro was a little long. I probably could have found ways to bring this down.
All right. Whoa.
That was a terrible edit. The character who more than likely would have made it into Smash, but didn't more than likely due to the fact that his game came out just a little too late. Rex from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Just a heads up, there will be some story that didn't
spoilers
age
in
too
this
well, I
video
guess.
for Xenoblade 2. I'm gonna try to keep it at a minimum, but there will be some stuff that I'll just need
I
to
thought
go
I
over
was
for something
supposed
to
to
make
get
sense of
into
context.
Smash.
So just watch at your own risk. This 15-year-old professional cloud salvager lived a fairly normal life with his 100-plus foot stone dragon grandpa, scrounging up hidden goodies under the cloud sea just to make ends meet. That is until his life was changed in a pretty big way. He was stabbed in the back and died. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Kidding. He was saved by the woman who would change his life forever, Pyra, a powerful blade known as the Aegis. And on that day, they made a promise to each other to help make the world a better place, and the rest is history. So now for Smash, Rex would be a unique character being paired up with his partner Pyra. You see, in Xenoblade 2, Rex plays the role of a driver. Drivers are people who are able to awaken and borrow the power of these stones called core crystals, which, when held by someone with the potential to be a driver, transform into beings called blades. Those who don't have the potential to become a driver who try to awaken a blade, well, yeah. Anyways, blades come with
Not
a
a good
wide
luck.
variety of powers. Creating shields, can heal all wounds, have control over some kind of element, and most importantly, are able to create weapons which can be used by themselves or more commonly by their driver. Rex as a Smash
More
fighter
commonly
is
by
the
their
only
driver,
one
but even,
actively
yeah.
fighting, with Pyra supporting him from the
Come
background,
Smash,
giving him
Pyra
power,
and Mythra just use their own
typically
weapon.
fight in their game, but also just like how the Pokemon trainer in Smash looks. Rex would be wielding Pyra's Aegis Sword, a decently sized weapon that would allow Rex a fair amount of disjoint with his attacks. He would have 2 jumps with no additional movement options. But just for kicks, instead of a normal shield, Rex would get a blade shield instead.
Oh, you know what? I'm still kind of salty that this wasn't just Pyra and Mythra's shield in Smash. Kind of salty about that. That's what I call it. That's what I call a true missed opportunity. Because they can make their own shields, and it's literally a dome. Come on, Smash team. That was so easy.
Why is it that Yoshi is the only one to get a unique shield for Smash?
He still is!
I think it'd be cool if that whenever you shield with Rex, it's actually Pyra protecting him. They'll do anything to protect each other after all. They kinda need to, though. If one of them dies, so does the other. They are literally bound by each other's life force. Such was Pyra's cost to save Rex's life. Rex would have a 3-hit jab that mimics his auto combo attack from Xenoblade 2, starting with a horizontal sword slash, to an overhead vertical sword swing from high to low, then ending with a horizontal sword stab. His dash attack
That's
would be a
fine.
quick horizontal sword swing, similar to Shulk's dash attack. His side
I changed that one. Okay, yeah, so let's get right into this. So, yeah, so that... why isn't it letting me do the thing? What the heck?
literally bound by each other's life force.
There's gotta be a better way for
Such
me to,
was
like...
Pyra's cost to save Rex's life.
I gotta figure out the hotkeys for this menu thing. I'll do that off screen. All right. Anyway.
Rex would have a 3-hit jab that mimics his auto combo attack from Xenoblade 2, starting with a horizontal sword slash, to an overhead vertical sword swing from high to low, then ending with a horizontal sword
Thank you so
stab.
much, Pichu.
His dash attack would
I'm glad
be
you-
a quick
I'm glad
horizontal
you're enjoying the
sword swing,
streams.
similar to Shulk's dash attack. His side tilt would be a quick vertical swing from high to low.
Change.
Up tilt would be a quick overhead swing from front to back, also similar to Shulk's up tilt.
Change.
His down tilt would be a low to the ground horizontal sword sweep.
Stop copying
I've noticed
Shulk,
that
Rex.
I made quite a few attacks for Rex similar to Shulk's. There's actually a reason why I did that, but I won't say here for the sake of major story spoilers. Rex's side smash would have him do a forward flip while swinging his sword around himself vertically, ending with him hitting the sword on the ground. An attack that looks like Rex's rolling smash art from his game. His
That's
up
fine.
smash would have him stab his sword straight upwards. And
Change.
his down smash would have him stab the sword into the ground and create 2 flame pillars that erupt on both sides of Rex. This would be in reference to one of Pyra's special attacks. The special attacks are quick time moves that the blades can do in the game.
so this is
whenever
technically
it tosses
referencing-
the weapon to their blade,
Was
and
it
the blade performs
Prominence
a powerful
Revolt?
attack. This one
Yeah.
in particular would be based off of Pyra's Prominence Revolt.
That's
The
fine.
neutral air is another attack that would be based off of one of Pyra's special attacks. That would have Rex spin while slightly curled up,
Blazing
holding his sword
End!
out while it's a
Blazing
little
End!
based
Blazing
off of
End!
a Blazing End attack. His
That's
forward
fine.
air would be a quick vertical sword swing from high to low,
Change.
similar to Shulk's forward air. The back air would be a quick horizontal sword swing backwards, similar to Cloud's back air.
Change.
His up air would have him stab his sword upwards and hold the blade in place for a bit.
Change.
Again,
Stop
similar to
copying
Shulk's
Shulk.
up air. This is the last attack similar to Shulk's, I swear.
I don't believe
And
you.
the down air would have him swing his sword downwards, backwards to forwards.
Isn't that actually kind of what Pyra does for her current down air? I mean, it's actually fine as a down air. I'd keep that regardless, but it's kind of funny how that actually is kind of already similar to Pyra's current down air.
Rex would grab with one hand.
Yeah, so unfortunately, there's a lot of Pyra's attacks here that I would change on Rex, anyway. Why was I so inclined? I mean, I know why I was inclined to kind of copy Shulk. I get past me's logic for spoiler-related reasons, but that's not really a good excuse. So I'm gonna change a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of attacks from Pyra specifically that I would change there.
His pummel would be a headbutt. His forward throw would have him shove his foe forwards with his whole body. His back throw would have him yank the foe behind him and kick them away. His up throw would have Rex sweep the foe into the air underneath using his sword, then use the anchor shot on his arm to pull them back down and slam them into the ground, and his down throw would have Rex slam the foe into the ground with his elbow.
I changed the down throw. Forward and back are fine. Up throw, I like the idea of it. Little odd, though. gonna go ahead and change that too. Would I give Pyra's moves to Rex? No, because there's some things that they have Pyra do in Smash that only she can do. Like, Pyra and Mythra seem to have some amount of psychokinesis. Like, Rex can't do that.
Now for Rex's special attacks, and just like for Shulk's specials, they would all be various forms of arts. Arts are basically the special
What are these low-quality renders that I found? I couldn't have found, like, a better quality images here.
Xenoblade Chronicles that the characters can perform during battle. With that said, Rex's neutral special would be his Anchor Shot art. Being a proficient salvager, Rex has a little hook shot mounted on one of his arms. In the game, the Anchor Shot attack was a move where Rex shoots his anchor into the enemy, then pulls them towards himself, then swings the sword once they get close. And this is pretty much what it would do for Smash. It would work mechanically similar to Isabelle's side special with her fishing pole as a command grab, with Rex shooting the Anchor Shot, and anybody hit by the anchor will get caught and automatically pulled towards Rex, where Rex will then automatically hit them with his sword once they get fully pulled in. The Anchor Shot did have secondary abilities where they can topple foes as well as spawn healing potions if it connects, but we'll leave those out for Smash. Now I know that some of you might be asking why didn't I make this Rex's grab instead of a special? Well, cause it's an art. And Isabelle's fishing pole could very easily have been a grab, but it's not. The Anchor Shot would of course also
Kind of a weak argument there, but I do actually still agree with the Anchor Shot being a special.
work as a tether recovery as well, obviously. Rex certainly used it as one on more than a few occasions in his own game. Rex's side special
Okay, neutral special's fine. I'd keep that as is.
would be the Sword Bash attack, a move where Rex lunges forward while stabbing horizontally with his sword that would travel at a moderate distance. This is an art that deals extra damage to enemies when used from behind, so just like for Shulk's backslash art, Rex's Sword Bash would be more powerful if it hits a foe from behind as well. Rex
Okay. Nah, never mind. I was gonna suggest the idea of, like, because technically the Sword Bash and the Rolling Smash could be interchangeable as either side specials or side smashes. But I think mechanically, how I have it already here, I think is fine. Keeping Rolling Smash as the side smash, and Sword Bash as the side special. I think that's okay. Just keeping it as is. Because again, then I can keep the extra damage from behind mechanic.
His up special would be the double spinning edge art, which would have Rex quickly spin twice with his sword held out, and if used in the air, it would give Rex a fair amount of vertical height. Now in the original game, the double spinning edge normally deals extra damage to foes if it hits them from the side. So now, and I know this may sound kinda broken, let's say that for Smash, this attack can even hit foes that are side stepping or air dodging, but it'll only deal damage, not launch them. Don't worry, that'd be way too broken.
Not necessarily. Okay, specials are fine. I do want to make a mechanical fix to the up special though, because I actually like the idea of it being able to hit sidestepping opponents. Slight alteration to it though. Fix if it hits a side stepping opponent, it deals half the damage and knockback. So we'll just do that. Okay. Alright, the Pyra specials are fine. So it's mainly the Pyra basic attacks that I would change a lot of. The actual specials are fine.
And for his down special, well, this is where I'm going to be throwing you guys for a loop. You see, generally each driver can have up to 4 arts, so it would make sense that the down special should be that last 4th art, right? Well, here's the thing. Even though the drivers can have 4 arts available to them, they can only
Why
ever
did I
use
use this
3
low
at a
quality
time.
image?
So it should
Unacceptable
only make sense
past
that Rex
PJ.
can only have 3 arts available to him in Smash as well. So what's the down special going to be then? Well, there is another thing that drivers can do to actually increase how many arts they can perform during battle. And this will actually be getting into Rex's biggest gimmick. Rex's down special would be Blade Switch.
So before we listen to how the actual blade switching works in general, I mean, it's pretty obvious how it works. It's Pokemon Trainer. So kind of the interesting thing here is like, and I think I've brought this up numerous times, where like, I understand why they chose to make the playable characters Pyra and Mythra in Smash as opposed to Rex, because a part of it probably is popularity. Like, unfortunately, and kind of undeservingly, not a lot of people really like Rex. Like, they think he's a weak character, and I wholeheartedly disagree. I really enjoyed Rex. Like, but everyone loves Pyra and Mythra, which is probably why they went ahead and chose to make Pyra and Mythra the playable characters, as opposed to making it where, like, because something they could have easily done was have Rex be the playable character, have Pyra in the background, like the Pokemon Trainer kind of deal, and if they just wanted the Blade Switch mechanic between Pyra and Mythra strictly, they could have just made it where Rex's attributes change depending on if it's Pyra or Mythra in the background. He could have had the exact same moveset, just like how Pyra and Mythra have here, but I think it could have been interchangeable in that regard. But again, I understand why they chose Pyra and Mythra, because again, just popularity. Waifu. Let's be real here. So, either or.
Here's the thing. Rex and Pyra may
I forgot where I was going with that whole rant, but whatever.
be known as great partners, but drivers aren't actually limited to only one blade. They can actually have as many blade partners as they want, so long as they have the core crystals to keep awakening more blades. And during battle, a driver is allowed to have up to 3 blades with them at a time, with only one of them actively supporting the driver and the other 2 on the back burner that can be called out at any time during the fight, with each new blade coming with their own unique abilities and a whole new weapon for the driver to use, as well as whole new arts for the driver to use with that weapon. Now, just like with the Pokemon Trainer, Rex using his down special will have him change out Pyra for a new blade. Of course, unlike the Pokemon Trainer, the background character is the one that's changed, not the active fighter. You're always playing as Rex no matter what. What does change for Rex is his weapon, and of course, his moveset, turning Rex into a multi-tier character. Rex will have 3 different movesets, including Pyra of course. So now for the big question. What are Rex's other 2 blades that I've chosen to give him? Well, I'll go over the second blade first, and the third one after.
Past PJ casually spoiling the 4 and 5 party members in Xenoblade 2. To be fair, I did give a spoiler warning at the beginning of this video.
Afterwards. Using the down special with Pyra out will switch her into Rex's second blade. Choosing this blade for Rex's moveset was not a very hard choice to make, as it is a blade that Rex does obtain through the story, one that was passed down to him by a well-respected mentor.
My name is Rock!
My name is Rock! I forgot he had that voice. Just very bird voice.
Apologies. Force of habit.
The powerful wind blade, Rock. Rock was originally partnered with a strong driver named Vanden, who taught Rex a lot of great things. Not only how to be a better driver, but also how to be a better person. Unfortunately, Vanden did meet his end while protecting everybody from the evil Aegis blade, Malice. And when the driver dies, their blades are forced to return to their core crystal states, losing all memory of their previous life when they're reawakened. As such happened to Rock when Rex reawakened him. But it didn't take long for the 2 of them to become very close, through Rex sharing with Rock the memories and stories of his former driver. Rock himself comes equipped with a very unique weapon, a pair of dual scythes. Now that's a weapon that we've never seen before in Smash, and here I bet you were worried about Rex just being another sword wielder. Compared to Pyra's sword, the Scythe moveset would have a lot of faster moving multi-hit attacks, but would also be weaker comparatively.
Okay, so let's see.
Just like for the sword jabs, the Scythe jabs would also be a 3-hit jab based on the auto combo used by the scythes. It would start with 2 horizontal swings from each scythe, then end with an overhead vertical double scythe swing from high to low for the 3rd hit.
That's
There
fine.
is technically another part of the auto combo where Rex spins while holding both sides out, but I decided to make that his dash attack, working kinda similar to Mega Man's dash attack. The side tilt would have Rex swing the sides forward like giant scissors, similar to Pit's side tilt. Actually, it's funny that I make reference to Pit there, because the sides actually do work similarly to Pit's bow, being able to combine at the bottom of each hilt, becoming a single double-sided weapon. What are those kinds of weapons called anyway?
Do we have a real name for these, actually? Just aside from just them being double-edged sword or double-sided swords or whatever. Also, I would change that side tilt, by the way.
I guess they're just called double-sided blades? Or in this case, double-sided sides, I guess? That's kind of boring. Oh well. Where was I? Oh yeah. So I actually bring this up because this is actually what Rex will do for his up tilt. He'll quickly combine the sides, then spin the weapon above himself horizontally, dealing multiple hits before launching the foe. This would also be in reference to the Vortex Edge art that Rex can do with the sides. His down tilt would be a low-to-the-ground pincer sweep with both sides. His side smash would have Rex do multiple strong spinning swings with both sides straight forward, similar to Diddy Kong's side smash. His up smash would have him combine the sides, then spin them overhead vertically, another attack that hits multiple times before launching the opponents. And his down smash would be in reference to one of Rock's special moves, the Crushing Twister. It would have Rex kind of do a jumping break dance in place while holding out both sides. His neutral air would have Rex spin in the air.
Okay, all those moves I think are fine. This, just looking at this immediately, is generic. I'm changing that neutral air. So far, a lot of Rox's moves are fine.
While holding out both sides. His forward air would have Rex combine the sides, then spin them forwards horizontally. Similar to Pit's forward air, but it could also be seen as a reference to Rock's Deathwing special
I'm changing that one.
attack. The back air would have Rex do a quick multi-spin hit attack that hits behind him, similar to Meta Knight's back air. His up air would have him swing
That one's fine.
both sides overhead from front to back, one at a time, capable of
That's awkward. I'm changing that.
hitting twice with each side, similar to Peach and Daisy's up airs. And his down air would be another two-hit attack that would have Rex swing one of his sides down underneath himself, then do a quick kick. The swinging scythe is capable of dragging foes to right underneath Rex, where they'll be guaranteed to get hit by his kick.
That's a good down air. I'll keep that down air.
How Rex grabs and pummels foes will be the same throughout all three movesets, just to get that out of the way now. The forward throw would have Rex kick the foe forwards, the back throw would have Rex snag the foe with one of his sides, then spin them around and throw them backward.
You know what? I'm wondering. I'm thinking what I should actually probably do overall is go ahead and make the grabs all the same throughout all three movesets. Like, I can just make them all generic grabs, and then just have them be consistent across all three movesets. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let me make a note about that. But why? Consistency. Like, it's not like Pokemon where it's all three different Pokemon. This is the same character. So, like, it's not unheard of to think that he could still have similar kinds of grabs across, like, even when using different weapons. He could just not use the weapons for the grabs. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Go ahead and make all of the throws consistent across all three movesets. Like, I don't think there's really any reason to have them be different. Not in this case. Like, especially since for the Pyro moveset, I literally have 3 of those throws already having him not use his sword. But the only one that he did use the sword in was the up throw, and even that I want to change anyway. Yeah. Alright.
His up throw would have Rex sweep both sides under the foe, then toss them into the air, and his down throw would have Rex pull the foe down with one scythe, then slam them into the ground with the other scythe. Rex's neutral special with Rock's sides would be his Cyclone Smash art. It would have Rex combine the sides, then spin them in front of himself. It's an attack that can be spammed if the button is matched, similar to Pit's original side B back in Brawl. This is an art in game that deals more damage when Rex is at less health, so for Smash, it would deal more damage when Rex is at high damage percents. His side special would be the Wild Scythe art. It would be a powerful attack with a bit of start lag that would have Rex swing both sides straight forwards in a scissor motion. It would be a move that's capable of KOing foes even at lower damages. In game, using this art would drain 10% of Rex's health, but he would also have high evasion for the duration of this move, meaning he could not be hit while he uses it. For Smash, using this attack would give Rex great super armor, but he would take 5% of damage each time he uses it. So spamming would be detrimental, but it would certainly be satisfying if it lands.
I'm going to change that. Well, not change the move. The move is actually fine. I'm going to fix it mechanically, though. Fix. Give him. Get rid of recoil damage. That's completely unneeded. Get rid of. Let's see here. Get rid of the Get rid of super armor and replace that with intangibility flames. So it could be kind of like an attack that could also work as a dodge, potentially. Because the whole point of Rock's moveset is it's supposed to be like the super quick one. So the super quick, like speedy moveset having super armor is a little odd. So.
And his up special would be the art Wing Smash, which would have Rex jump high into the air, then come crashing down with both sides held forwards, similar to Ike's up special.
And what would end up becoming Pyra's up special, Prominence Revolt. That's funny.
Just like how this attack is capable of smashing launched enemies into the ground in Xenoblade 2, this attack would spike foes if hit by the sides as Rex begins to fall. And then, of course, using the down special will switch Rock into the next blade.
I want to add something to, like, again, up special is fine for Rock. I do want to add something to it. Make it a double, so fix, make it a double activation special. Using it once, only has him ascend. Using it again while ascending will then activate Wing Smash. Activate the fall part. So think of it kind of like Cloud. Cloud's up special with what was Cloud's up special called again? What was that limit break called? I totally forgot. But it's kind of like that, where just activating it only has you go up, so it can be used strictly as recovery. But if you activate it again before the animation ends, then he falls. Clim Hazard, thank you. Why is he called Rock if he uses wind? It's spelled Rock as an R-O-C, specifically. So that's, the name Rock is kind of associated with like a mythical bird of some kind. All right. So yeah, aside from some, so the neutral special I think is fine. I can see the same. Yeah. So some mechanical differences, but for the most part, I'd keep the specials as they are. It was a joke. Well, it didn't sound like a joke. All right. The last blade, though. So this is where I'm going to get a little... back to the Kangaskhan Persian issue.
Now, when it came to choosing blades, I wanted to try to stick to ones that Rex for sure got that were exclusive to him, like Pyra and Rock, for example. Now, there is technically a third blade that he does for sure get that only he can use.
And I still wouldn't use this blade. Like, okay, spoiler warning. Super spoiler warnings here. Well, real quickly, before I even say it, who here wants me to just say who this blade even is, assuming you don't even know? Because if you don't know who this blade is, then obviously it's just super spoilers. So it's like for anyone who just doesn't care or whatnot. All right, this blade is Nia. So Nia, like the cat girl that you meet at the very beginning of the game, we find out through spoiler related things that like she actually herself is a blade. And when she reveals that, first she confesses her love to Rex, and then he does the dumb protagonist thing where it's like, I love you too, Nia. I love you and everybody else. And then we got to Xenoblade 3. I'm kidding. But after that point in the game, she did become like another blade for Rex. I'm still going to say no to her being the third blade. Not just because of spoiler-related reasons, but, like, just, I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel quite right. Yeah, Rex really did mean all of them. That's a whole topic for another. I feel like I've talked about this before. I forget if it was on my stream or on one of Brandon's streams. So I talked about the whole Xenoblade 3 thing with all that, so whatever. Let's stay on topic for now.
But that's way too spoilery. I mean, I know I gave a spoiler warning at the beginning of this video, but not even I want to go there just for the sake of a moveset.
So would Mithra be the third? No, I still wouldn't make Mithra the third blade because, again, that goes back to the issue of... I even bring this up in the video. That goes back to the issue of... because Pyra and Mithra have the exact same moveset. Even in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they have the exact same arts and moves. Aside from the, aside from their specials, because obviously, like, you know, Pyra gets, like, Prominence Revolt and Blazing End and Burning Edge and all that, and Mithra gets her stuff. But that's just their specials. In terms of, like, actual, like arts and all that such, for Rex specifically, he does have the same exact moves. So I don't want to put this moveset into a situation where there's two movesets that are the exact same and then one that's completely different. That is not good character design. We'll get to Mithra in a bit. We'll get to Mithra later. On how I may or may not handle that. We'll see. But for now...
I know Sakurai seems fine with spoiling a major plot twist for the sake of movesets like he did for Zelda and Sheik, as well as Fiora, but I don't much feel like getting brought to the gallows today. So instead, for Rex's third and final blade, I've chosen one that would not only make Rex's moveset even more interesting, but is also one of the most popular amongst the large cast of blades, as well as being one of the most important to the Xeno series as a whole.
Cosmos. Obey strategical multiple operation systems.
The blade everyone gets last. Meanwhile, in my first playthrough, I think she was my fourth blade.
All systems operational.
I did not realize she was a super rare blade my first time around because I got her early on. So I guess I was just super lucky.
Cosmos is an interesting blade.
Okay. So, I'm kind of going back to a freaking Kangaskhan position here. A part of me does kind of want to change out Cosmos. A part of me also doesn't, but I actually know the blade that I kind of would like to replace Cosmoth with if I had that option. It's technically another optional blade, but it is still technically a blade that's a part of the story. A part of me kind of wants to replace Cosmos with what's his name? Wolfric. He was like this giant, like, armored bug-looking dude who gave Rex a spear. So... a part of me kind of wished that I chose Wolfric instead of Cosmos. Not necessarily because Cosmos was a bad idea, but I think Wolfric, like, story-wise, did have a little more significance because of how you got him. I think, if I recall correctly, Wolfric's story was that when Vandam was kind of showing the group around Uriah and for like a job or whatever, they came across a giant monster, like it was like a giant spider monster, an arachno, who actually was a driver to Wolfric, because monsters can also become drivers. Like, it's rare, but it happens. And when they killed the monster, they got Wolfric's crystal. Now, you can technically give Wolfric to anybody you want, but it also could make sense that it can go to Rex as well, because Rex generally is an attack-oriented character, and Wolfric is an attack-oriented blade. Plus, when you get Wolfric, at that point you only have Rex, Nia, and Tora, and Wolfric really does just go best on Rex in terms of like the functionality of the blade. So I would not mind replacing Wolfric with Cosmos, and it's not like it's like, yeah, the Cosmos like moveset would get nixed entirely if I did that. Because I don't see her going on anybody else, like even other drivers. If I would ever do other drivers, but I mean, it's not like, I'm sure at some point if she gets enough requests, I'll make a moveset for Cosmos. So it's not like she'd be nixed entirely. She wouldn't have this moveset. She'd have a moveset, like that's actually suitable to Xenogears. But regardless of such, yeah, because the whole reason I chose Cosmos originally was because like, super popular Xeno character, cameo character, everyone knows who she is, everyone loves her, all that such. But I think thematically, I would probably go ahead and replace Cosmos with Wolfric. So let me go ahead and make a note about that. Replace Cosmos with Wolfric. Like, and honestly, I think I'm a little more, like, confident about that than I was with Kangaskhan and Persian. Xenosaga, not Xenogears. I'm sorry for being xenophobic. Anyway. I guess with that said, because I think I will just go ahead and replace, make it Wolfric instead of Cosmos, do you guys even want to bother going over Cosmos' moveset, since this is going to get trashed anyway? Or do you want to watch? Or do you want to go and just watch it? Because everything we're about to watch here is gonna, like, when and if I ever make an updated video for Rex, like a version 2, it's gonna be Wolfric. You guys still want to watch it anyway? We can skip it. I don't want to watch it. Now you can skip it. Yeah. So you guys do just want to go ahead and skip it. Just get along with it. Xenophobic is an actual... I know it's an actual word. That's the joke. Alright, but we can go ahead and skip it then. Alright, so...
She's based off the character of the same name, so I also...
Yeah, so basically, so no more Ether Cannon, he just gets the...
to the next blade in line when he respawns.
Yeah, so no more Ether Cannon, so put Wolfric right here, and instead of the Ether Cannon, he'd get, yeah, what'd you guys call it, the Mega Lance? Yeah, okay.
Now, with all of that said, I can already hear a bunch of you out there behind your computer screens.
Hello?
Oh, this editing, I can see all of the stupid little, like, pieces that I didn't, like, erase. So bad.
Yes, I can hear you folks hypothetically. There is another very important blade that Rex meets in the story, and not only is she important, she's Pyra's sister. Well, kinda.
Do the blades really not fight? Technically, no. In base Xenoblade Chronicles, The blades only ever support the drivers. Like they'll help out for certain special attacks where like the driver will toss the weapon to the blade, and then the blade will use a specific kind of attack. But generally, the driver does most of the fighting.
I can't.
Cutscene.
This is Mythra, the original Aegis before she created Pyra to seal her incredible power. They consider each other sisters.
Why would they not fight when they're called blade? Well, I mean, if you put a sword on the ground, the sword isn't going to do much by itself, now is it? Like, a wielder of that sword is the one who has to pick it up and fight with it, guys.
But they're technically the same person, kinda. Same core crystal, same body, but two different brains. They are two completely different people.
I just super contradicted myself in one sentence. How'd I do that?
Pyra is very kind, soft-spoken.
Like, I brought this up actually in a previous stream. The best way I can describe blades, think of Steven Universe gems. Like this, the blades from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are Steven Universe gems before Steven Universe gems. Like, their real body are the core crystals. That's their real body. With physical, like, apparitions of what they look like coming out of the core crystals. And they can even produce weapons, from that, and heal and all. They're very much like Steven Universe gems. So anyone who watches Steven Universe, that's the best way for me to describe a blade from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It's kind of the same kind of thing. Steven Universe actually predates Xenoblade 2, does it? Either way. Point being. Steven Universe was 2012? Was it really that long ago? Oh yeah, it had to have been. I'm stupid. Why am I thinking it predated it? I'm stupid, because I started watching Steven Universe when I was in college. And I graduated college in 2015. Yeah, I'm stupid. I apologize, guys. I don't know why I'm sitting here thinking it predated it. I'm just wrong. But point being, my point still stands, though. If you know what Steven Universe is, and you know how the gems in that show work, like how the gem people work in that show, that's what the core crystal people are, the blades are, in Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
And can even be a bit self-conscious at times. Mythra, on the other hand, is the opposite side of the same coin. She's very brash, hot-tempered, and has a lot of confidence in herself. So much so that she has a pretty big ego. But that ego is probably well-deserved, as she is by far one of the most powerful blades in all of Alres. Their personalities do reflect their power, as while Pyra is pretty strong, her power isn't even half of a fraction of what Mythra's is. Once you get Mythra in the game, you are so hard-pressed to go back to using Pyra.
I actually should ask, because I do still believe this, but aside from having the fire element, is there actually a reason to use Pyra over Mythra, gameplay-wise? Because Mythra can literally get, like, resets for days. Like, I heard somewhere that, like, Pyra gets, like, higher crit chances, but I feel like that doesn't matter if, like, you can just reset all of your arts over and over again. Yeah, Pyra is the stronger one. See, that's actually something that kind of it's a nitpicky thing, because that's how they balanced between the two characters to make it worth using between one another. But canonically, yeah, Mythra is completely superior to Pyra in power. Like, there's even a mechanic in the game where if you're at low HP with Pyra, Mythra instantly kicks in. Yeah, like, it's literally designed where Mythra is just gameplay-wise the better character. Which is also why I kind of designed this moveset around Mythra the way that I did. But let me go back and listen to it and see if I still agree with it.
As Mythra is just mechanically superior to Pyra in literally every way, being stronger and has a lot more useful abilities. Sucks too, because I actually do like Pyra way more than Mythra. Yeah, I said it, fight me! Anyways, there's being
I love
stronger
that joke.
and
Actually,
a
that
lot
joke still
more
makes me
useful
laugh.
abilities. Sucks too, because I actually do like Pyra way more than Mithra. Yeah, I said it. Fight.
They made this costume for Tora specifically for this cutscene. Like, it just worked way too perfectly, man. Anyway.
Me. Anyways, there's a reason why I didn't just have it be only Pyra and Mithra for blade chains, or Pyra, Rock, then Mithra instead of Cosmos. For starters, Pyra and Mithra both use the same type of sword, and Rex uses the same exact arts for both Pyra and Mithra. Visually, nothing changes. So it really wouldn't make much sense to have a moveset where you can use different blades, but then have two of the blades be the exact same moveset. That's pretty lame. Plus, like I said, Mithra has superior power to Pyra in every way, and there's no real good way to mess around with a moveset and make it so that people can choose either Pyra or Mithra and not make it look hokey. And I can't just make Mithra more powerful by default, because then what would even be the point of having Pyra at all? So I've come to a conclusion to include Mithra in a way to incorporate her power, but to avoid people abusing her. Whenever you use Blade Switch and are switching from Cosmos to Pyra, there could be a 1% chance where instead of Pyra, Mithra will appear instead. If you are lucky enough to get Mithra, Rex will have the exact same moveset that he does for Pyra, but all of Rex's attacks will deal more damage and have stronger launch power. He'd also move a little bit faster and would have slightly better frame data. Overall, if you get Mithra, it's a real treat, by far being the best blade to have for Rex's moveset.
Okay. I'm thinking this method for Mithra probably should be changed, because I actually know that this is a pretty unpopular like method for it. My problem was beforehand I couldn't think of anything else. So there's got to be some like a better way to do this. Someone brought up earlier like how even in Xenoblade 2 there's a mechanic where if you're at low health, Mithra will come out instead. So giving Rex like a comeback mechanic specifically with Mithra? I wonder if there's a way to keep that consistent between the movesets, though. Let's keep watching while I think about it.
But you'll lose her if you get KO'd or choose to switch to Rock while she's out. It'll be a case where if you get her, you'd better do your best to protect her. Otherwise, you may not be seeing her again for the rest of the match unless you're lucky enough to get her again. I think incorporating Mithra like this is appropriate, because not only does it allow players to have her without making Rex's moveset too boring or one-sided, but it also conveys the frustration that players of Xenoblade 2 feel when they try to farm for rare blades. You all who've played the game know exactly what I'm talking about. All those hours of farming legendary cores, only to keep getting common mook blades.
I mean, just because it makes sense as like in terms of referencing it as a mechanic doesn't make it actually a good mechanic.
Sorry for projecting there for a second, but I think I got across what I needed to for X's moveset and the mechanics and everything. So let's move right along.
Okay. The saddest part here, this is the saddest part. The simplest method of handling this would just be to remove Mithra entirely. But I know that's not going to fly. Mithra is too important of a character to just take her out. Okay, here is one other idea. I'm not sure how much I jive with it, but the only other idea that I can think of is make it in relation to the costumes. Like, have it where half the costumes have Pyra and the other half have Mithra. There wouldn't be any differences between the movesets, though. Maybe aside from some slight aesthetically visual ones, but I don't know. Again, it kind of goes back to the issue of like how stat-wise there's supposed to be two very different blades. That's actually why the moveset like that was made for Rex and or for Pyra and Mithra in Smash works as well as it does, even if it is a little hokey because technically, like Mithra is supposed to be way stronger than Pyra physically. But that might just have to be something we're going to have to ignore in the situation. Because there's been plenty of times in the past where I've ignored, like, things, like, for the sake of making the moveset work out, and it's kind of just a hand-wavy thing. Yeah, honestly, guys, I think that's probably the best way to handle this. I think we're going to have to make Pyra and Mithra be attached to costumes. Because making her a comeback mechanic specifically, I'm not sure how much I like that. Because I think, honestly, the whole deal about making just one of the three movesets be a part of the comeback mechanic, I feel like kind of undervalues the other two. Because I want all three, because honestly, the original idea of having Mithra have a small chance to appear specifically with the Pyra moveset, but it would mean having Mithra use Pyra's arts in specials, which doesn't work. I mean, we're not using Pyra's art. Well, Pyra and Mithra have the same exact arts when Rex uses them. The only thing that might be a little weird is specifically the attacks that reference some of Pyra's specials, but you can even like just argue that I don't think they're not. He's not actually using Pyra's specials. He's using attacks that reference them, and there are attacks that can very easily be used by Mithra or Mithra's sword specifically. Just replace the fire with light. This is a tough one. Because, I mean, probably the easiest solution to all of this is just to get rid of Rock and Cosmos / Wolfric entirely and just make it Pyra and Mithra. But at that point, it's pretty much Pyra and Mithra's already existing Smash moveset, but just replacing them with Rock. Or Rock Rex. But I want to include the multiple blade idea. I still really like that idea. Like having a blade switching moveset where you play as Rex using different weapons. I still love that idea. Mithra is kind of the monkey wrench here. So what you're saying is that Mithra can use Prominence, Revolt, and Blazing End? Yeah, very convincing. I mean, Rex can't even use those. In the basic attacks where I reference those attacks as a part of the basic attacks, he's not actually using those attacks. He's using moves that reference those attacks. So your argument doesn't really hold up here, dude. Mithra as the final smash? I would rather avoid that, too, if possible. Yeah, Mithra's kind of a monkey wrench for this moveset. What if I just cut out Pyra and Mythra entirely? That'd be like taking away Pikachu from Ash. They're partners. And I know this is all kind of moot anyway, since, you know, Pyra and Mythra are already in Smash as their own character, but like... If Rex got in, how would he coexist with Pyra and Mythra? Best I can say is just make it a Chrom situation where even if... Because nothing's technically stopping developers from having two different characters where one plays as Rex with Pyra and Mythra in the background, and then one of just Pyra and Mythra. Nothing's technically stopping that, even if it looks a little weird. But... Again, this moveset overall is just a little... The situation is funky. Okay. Think over Mythra's situation. I'm not going to sit on this for too long because we got to move on. Just know that I will think about it.
Rex's final smash would be a cinematic final smash in the form of the chain attack, just like Shulk's final smash. But it would visually look different from Shulk's. Instead of Rex and random party members from his game barraging the opponents, it would also incorporate the blade combos. Blade combos are a function in Xenoblade 2 where if the party's blades pull off their elemental special attacks in a specific order that's compatible, it'll end with a stronger final attack from the third blade that ends with a powerful side effect of the elements combining. This final...
Which is funny because... For the final smash that Pyra and Mythra did get in Smash, it is kind of this, but they took out the actual chain attack part and just made it that final attack.
Smash will always have the same result regardless of what blade Rex is currently using when he activates the final smash, with it dealing large damage before launching them away. But how the cinematic looks will vary depending on the blade. If Pyra is the blade that's out when the final smash is activated, the two party members who will appear with Rex will be Nia and her blade Dromok, and Morag and her blade Bridget. The smash will start with Bridget and Morag attacking for heat, Nia and Dromok would then attack and turn the heat into a steam bomb, and then the smash would end with Rex and Pyra using their Burning Sword special attack, turning the move into a steam explosion. Rock's version would call in Nia and Dromok along with the Nopon Tora with his artificial blade Poppy Alpha. Dromok would start Aqua, Poppy would turn that into Pandemic, and Rex and Rock would finish it with their special Crimson Storm, turning the elements into final disaster. Cosmos' version would have Tora with Poppy in her QT mode, along with Morag and Bridget. Poppy would start Heat, Bridget would turn that into Burnout, and Rex and Cosmos would use the X-Buster special to end it with a nuclear blast. Mythra's would be the exact same as Cosmos's, but it would end with Rex and Mythra using the powerful Sacred Arrow instead. As for the other remaining party member...
The way Sakurai talked about how Rex's inclusion sounded like he was going to make them like Rosalina and Luma, but one couldn't attack, which would be pretty boring. I'm not really sure why his mind would have gone to that direction anyway, when Pokemon Trainer literally already exists. Also, why did I use the super low render of Zeke and this high render of Pandoria?
Zeke with his blade Pandoria. Sorry guys, I tried my best, but I couldn't find a good way to incorporate you two.
Actually, since I'm adding Wolfric now, I probably could incorporate these two.
Better luck next time.
Whoa. What just happened?
Oh boy, the colors. We've talked about so much, and now there's even more of a mouthful here. Sometimes I think I put way more effort into this than I probably should be. Like, I could just cop out if I wanted to. I could just give them basic colors like blue, red, green, and so on, but no! I have to do additional research!
Why did I do this,
Rance?
Rance?
Way too hard on this and make these colors
I guess it was
fun
for a joke.
references! I have to...
You sure you're feeling alright?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Alright. Just let me know if you need more counseling.
Sure. Thanks, bruh.
No problem.
Anyways, Rex's default outfit would have him in his blue salvager gear, and the blades will all of course be in their default outfits for this color as well. The first alt will give Rex colors that reference his companion, Nia. The blades will all have colors.
Oops. Do I want to keep the colors referencing other characters? I mean, I know that's what Shulk actually does, but again, we don't want to copy Shulk. And even then, I found it kind of odd that they even did do that for Shulk, because Shulk had a lot of different outfits in the game that already existed that could have been used as alternate colors and even costumes. That
reference other blades for the most part. Pyra's first color alt would reference Nia's main blade, Dromok. Rock would have the color of Adenine, Cosmos would have the colors of Vess, and Mithra would have the colors of Jin, in reference to Nia and Jin's original partnership, as well as Mithra and Jin's partnership in the Torna country expansion. Rex's second alt would give him the colors of Tora, with all the blades having colors that reference the various modes of Tora's artificial blade, Poppy. Pyra would have Poppy Alpha, Rock, Poppy Cutie, Cosmos, the Poppy Buster, and Mithra, Poppy Cutie Pie. The third alt would give Rex the colors of Morag, with Pyra's colors referencing Bridget, of course. Rock would have Finch's colors, Cosmos, Cassandra, and Mithra would have Aegeon's colors. The fourth will actually be the first alt that references a costume that Rex gets in Xenoblade 2, and that's the prototype suit, which is just a red alt. Pyra and Mithra would have their colors inverted for this alt.
This would become an actual costume for them in the game.
Which, again, are actually costumes they get in-game. Rox would have the colors that reference his former driver, Van Damme, and Cosmos would have colors that reference Telos, another android blade that cameos from Xenosaga. The next alt would have Rex in his Cloud Sea King costume. Pyra would have her blue sky colors, Rock would have the colors of Zenobia, Cosmos the colors of Azami, and Mithra would be in her carbon colors. The next alt would have Rex wearing his Blade Master armor.
So this is kind of where my brain was going as well earlier when I talked about the idea of Mithra just being an alt. Like, she could be in, like, we can... But then I'd have to make 4 of the alts just this armor. Like, because I was thinking, like, have the alts where Rex uses, like, wears this armor, make that the alts where it's Mithra instead of Pyra. But, like, then, yeah, I'd have to make 4 of the alts this armor, and I'm not sure how much I really want to do that. We'll see.
And this alt would have all the blades with just slightly lighter hues.
Which is also just a lame color. Okay.
And the final alt would be the swimsuit alt. Rex would wear his Cloud Sea Shark costume, with Pyra and Mithra in theirs.
This wouldn't be acceptable these days. This is too sexy for Smash. You guys saw how much they were, they already covered up on Pyra and Mithra prior. Like, this is probably too sexy for Smash.
Swimsuits as well. Rock and Cosmos don't get swimsuits, so instead they'll just have slightly darker hues.
Alright, the colors overall, me just make a note here, just rethink colors entirely. Not sure.
Rex's stage intro would have him ride in on Azurda's back. Then he, whichever blade he's starting with, will jump off onto the stage as Azurda flies past the stage from the background into the foreground. Rex's taunts would all have him pose while saying various quotes from the game. The blades themselves wouldn't move, but there could be a small chance for the blade to speak instead of Rex, kinda like how Doc Lewis will occasionally say something for Little Mac's taunts. Rex's first taunt would have him messing around with his anchor shot, an idle animation that he has in-game, and he would say,
"Let's show him a thing or three."
That's a taunt that needs to change. So change that taunt.
And the quotes that each of the blades have a small chance of saying during this taunt would be,
"Let's keep this up, and we'll win for sure."
Just keep your spirits high, Rex.
Enemy force analyzed.
I don't know why I went to this extra mile to think of specific quotes that the characters could say. You guys probably noticed that I probably do a lot less of this over like nowadays, because it's these could be so easily changed for anything. So
Commencing eradication.
I'll let you know if you start slacking.
Rex's second taunt would have him put his hands behind his head and say,
"This'll be a walk in the park."
And the blades could say,
that's a fine-ish taunt. I like the idea of him just being this is a walk in the park. That is very taunt-like for him to do. So let me think here. Keep the hands behind the head thing, but make it more exaggerated. Do this actually. Hold on. Because Rex
Now,
kind of
let's show them what we're
is a cocky little guy, so
really made of.
The winds blow our way.
The enemy is not to be underestimated.
Come on then, Rex.
And Rex's final taunt would have him pose with his current weapon and say,
We'll beat them with the power of friendship.
yes, that actually is something that he says. And the blades would each have a small chance to say,
We can do this.
again, kind of like here. So simply posing with the blade is fine, but like again, make the weapon pose more exaggerated.
Together.
We are in flawless harmony.
Affinity increase detected.
What would you do without me?
and for the victory animations,
Oh, thank you so much, FNAF guy.
the first two would be Rex-centric, with the blades just posing behind him. The first would have Rex do a pose with his weapon and say,
I guess I really am the best.
the second
Same kind of deal, actually. Just make it more exaggerated. Make weapon pose more exaggerated.
would have Rex put his weapon away, pose like this, and say,
Easy peasy.
the third animation
I'd change that. That one can get changed.
would be the only one where Rex interacts with whichever blade he was using when he wins. With Pyra, they would have this exchange.
I'll keep you safe, Pyra. Salvage's honor.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, Rex.
Aw. With Rock, they'll say,
Rock, I'm so glad we met. Rex?
Oh wait, did I not even like explain like what the victory animation is? It's just them. I just showed what they'd say. Oh, I think I lazed out there. Oof. All right. So note, make an actual victory animation. Interaction between them. Dang, I kind of got lazy on that one. Oof. My bad. Cringe past BJ. Cringe.
I'll do my best not to let you down, either.
double aw. With Cosmos,
Enemy force destroyed.
We can do this all day.
not as aw. But finally, to end all of this off with Mithra, they'll say,
Cheers, Mithra. You did good.
With foresight, victory is assured.
and done. Jeez, this was a long one.
Yeah. So this moveset was like there were parts of it that were fine, others that were did not age as well, unfortunately. So there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to think through with this one, like how I want to incorporate Mithra properly. Yeah, I have to come up with a whole new moveset specifically to add Wolfric to replace Cosmos. Yeah, like fix around a lot of the aesthetic stuff. Yeah, this one needs a lot of work. Yeah, like not super happy with with how this one aged. All right, didn't age as well. And with that, we're moving on. Okay, I really gotta work. Oh. Would you guys say my volume balancing in my more recent videos is a lot better compared to how it was last time? Because I'm noticing, rewatching a lot of the older videos, the volume balancing was not very good.
to be the very best over in the Hoenn region. Tourists visiting the Hoenn region will have plenty to do here, exploring its lush jungles, a lot of excellent surfing spots, riding the gondolas to get a view of Mount Chimney, a lot of places to swim, enjoying a good soak in the hot springs of Lava Ridge Town, and did I mention surfing? Because we'll be doing a lot of that here. The young trainer we'll be covering today is the child of the Petalburg City gym leader, Norman. Their adventure begins almost immediately after moving to the Hoenn region when they save the town's Professor Birch from an attacking Pokémon. The horror. They chose their first Pokémon, and so began their quest. So for today's Pokemon Trainer-based episode, to stick with the theme, the 3 Pokemon that I've given the Hoenn Trainer are all, of course, starter Pokemon, and I've chosen them based off of the polls that I did for them some time back. This trainer will have the Mudfish Pokemon, Mudkip, the Woodgecko Pokemon, Grovyle, and the Blaze Pokemon, Blaziken.
Still would not change the setup. This is still, I think, the perfect setup for the Johto Trainer, because again, like, Grovyle, I know for a fact, is the most popular Pokemon of the Trico line, just simply thanks to Mystery Dungeon. Blaziken was one of, I think, the first ever Hoenn starter Pokemon we ever got to see, in the anime wise. So it's just one of the most recognizable. And do I even need to say? Do I even need to say? Do I even need to say? Did I say Johto? You guys know I have a speech impediment, right? Sometimes my brain, my mouth will put in words that my brain was not trying to say. But Hoenn, regardless, you guys know what I mean. No need to be that guy. I'm gonna call you all out too. But yeah, you guys know. Yeah. Anyway, would not change this setup. This is actually the ideal setup for the Hoenn Trainer.
Honestly, this probably would have been my lineup for this trainer even if I didn't do that poll. It just makes a lot of sense. Blaziken overall is one of the most popular final starter evolutions. Grovyle gained its popularity from the Mystery Dungeon spin-off series, and I've heard that a lot of people just seem to really like Mudkip. When separating these 3 Pokemon in terms of how they'd function for Smash, they'd all actually be relatively fast, with their power and frame lag being what separates them the most. Though Mudkip would be just a bit slower than Grovyle and Blaziken, who would actually move at around the same running speeds.
I'd probably adjust this, would adjust this stat spread a little bit. Adjust the stat spread between the 3 Pokemon.
Mudkip and Grovyle would have the same amount of power with their attacks, with Blaziken being the hardest hitter. Mudkip and Blaziken would also have similar survivability, with Grovyle being the easiest to KO of the 3. And in terms of their frame lag, Grovyle would have the least amount of startup and end lag with all of its attacks. Mudkip's would be a little bit above average, but would also have the longest range for the majority of its attacks. And Blaziken would have the most end lag for the majority of its attacks. They would all only have 2 jumps. Mudkip would be able to crawl, Grovyle would be able to wall jump and wall cling, and Blaziken would be able to wall jump.
I like the idea of these this moveset overall being a high mobility moveset. That's fine. I would just adjust the stats a little bit is all.
Mudkip's jab would be a 2-hit spammable attack. It would hit with the fin on its head first, then with its tail for the second hit. The hit from its tail would also splash some mud forwards to extend the range of the attack.
I'd change that. Yeah, immediate change here. Get that set up.
Though the mud would not deal nearly as much damage as the tail would. Grovyle would have a 3-hit jab. The first hit would be a quick horizontal claw swipe, the second, a quick swinging diagonal kick, and the third, a quick horizontal swing from its tail.
Ooh, okay. First 2 hits were fine. That last jab I'd change. Different third hit.
Blaziken would have a 2-hit jab that leads into a rapid jab. The 2-hit jab would be a swipe from each claw, then do a...
That's right. This is also the first move set where I pulled a lot from Pokémon. I do, to a degree, still kind of do this even today, because I even did that with Garchomp. How much would I keep it the same, though? Let's see.
flurry of rapid kicks. This would mimic its rapid kick attack from the game Pokémon Tournament.
Change all of the Pokémon moves? I don't think they all need to be changed. Let's just see, though. Well, okay, first off, why do you think all of the Pokémon moves should be changed? I'm curious why you think that. Because if the move just makes sense for the Pokemon, there's no reason to not include it. Because it sounds to me you just got some bias, like, talking in your all caps words right now. As for the jab itself, though, I probably would at least change the, I would add a fix, actually, for this. Because the scratches are fine into the rapid jab, and it having the kicking rapid jab, I think, is fine. I think for this one, it needs a third hit. Add a third hit. Because it only being a 2-hit jab into a rapid jab, I think, because essentially you're bringing Tekken characters into Smash, not Pokemon. It's like what you did. It's like what you did for Garchomp. That was just Brian Fury. Brian Fury has shark fins. Also, this is how Blaziken fights: claws, kicks, rapid kicks. That's just Blaziken. But Garchomp has, I don't know who Brian Fury is, but he has shark fins and digs underground and creates earthquakes. Yeah, like, Blaziken has a bunch of punches. Yeah, Blaziken punches, Blaziken kicks, Blaziken scratches. We see a lot of that in Pokken. Like, we see a lot of that in Pokken, and we even see a lot of that in its games, too. Like, I think it's fine. Like, let me actually just rewatch the moveset and, like, see how I still feel about them, but we'll see.
A lot of Blaziken's attacks are going to be coming from Pokken, just to get that out of the way now. Mudkip's dash attack would be a quick lunging tackle. Grovyle would do a quick crossing scratch attack that would mimic an animation that its evolution Sceptile has.
A lunging crush chop. I'd change that one.
Blaziken would do a flying knee jab.
That's fine.
Mudkip's side tilt would be a quick 360 spinning tail slap that would also kick up some mud to extend the range. Grovyle would do a quick horizontal swipe from one of its arm leaf blades.
Look, I even say your arm leaf blades. I think the side tilt for Mudkip is fine. For this one, fix. Different, same idea, different animation.
And Blaziken would do a quick forward-stepping knee jab.
That I would change. That's a little odd. Yeah, that one I would change. Like, for a side tilt, like, yeah, I'll that one I will do something different for that.
Mudkip's up tilt would have it do a quick little vertical jump while shaking its head fin straight upwards.
That's
Grovyle
fine.
would quickly do a handstand and double kick with both legs
Awkward, I'd change that.
straight upwards. And Blaziken would do a quick overhead kick, similar to Samus and Captain Falcon's up tilt.
Gonna go ahead and change that one too.
You know, come to think of it, Blaziken pretty much is just Captain Falcon. Why don't I make him his Echo Fighter? Nah, that'd be about as lame as the Captain himself. Anyways. Mudkip's down tilt would be a low to the ground spinning tail sweep.
It's very similar to the side tilt. I kind of like it actually. You know what? I'm gonna change my mind. I want to change Mudkip's side tilt because it's actually already very similar to the down tilt that I gave him, and I actually prefer it as a down tilt.
Grovyle would sweep the leaf blade on its arm across the ground in front of itself.
That I would change. Yeah, I'm not liking a whole lot of what I did for Grovyle, actually.
and Blaziken would do a low to the ground spinning sweep kick.
That I think is fine for Blaziken.
Mudkip's side smash would have it smash the ground with its tail, causing a large amount of dirt and mud to splash forwards. Both its tail and the kicked up mud are the strong parts of this attack, but the damage from the mud will weaken the farther it goes out. Grovyle would whip its head leaf straight.
Oh, that is an ugly side smash. What was I thinking? I did Grovyle so dirty. And Mudkip's supposed to be the muddy one. Mudkip is supposed to be the muddy one. Why? Why? Dang it. The side smash for Mudkip I think is okay. I'm sorry, Grovyle fans.
Forwards, this attack would be at its strongest at the tip of the leaf, and Blaziken would do a fiery palm thrust. Mudkip's up.
I'll change that for Blaziken's.
Smash would have it do a quick backflip while swinging its tail into the air, also causing Mud to be kicked all the way around. The hardest hitting part of this attack would be from Mudkip's tail. Grovyle would also do a quick backflip, but it would hit first with the leaf on its head, then with both legs one after the other, making this smash capable of hitting 3 times.
Change Yeah, I did Grovyle so bad. I apologize, guys. The up smash for Mudkip is fine.
And Blaziken would do a quick vertical claw swipe from low to high. This move is really only effective against foes that are directly in front or above of Blaziken.
That move's actually fine. Just exaggerate the animation a little bit.
Mudkip's down smash would have it flail around on the ground, kicking up mud and dirt that splashes towards both sides. The flailing deals big damage and the mud can launch foes. Grovyle would do a very quick double claw swipe one at a time on both sides, similar to...
I say double claw swipe, but it's really a double leaf blade swipe. But still change it, though. I need to add... The first immediate thing I'm noticing with Grovyle is, like, I emphasize how it's supposed to be a high mobility character, but then don't really give it a lot of high mobility moves. Gotta fix that.
Bowser's down smash, and Blaziken would do a quick low to the ground 360 spin kick.
I'll change that. That's just awkward looking.
Mudkip's neutral air would have it spin with its head fin and tail held out in opposite directions, causing mud droplets to fly in all directions. Mudkip's body would be what launches foes, but the mud droplets only cause small flinching damage. Mudkip sure is a dirty lad, isn't it?
Yeah, he is a dirty lad, but clearly I'm doing even dirtier by Grovyle. I'm already noticing a mechanical issue with this move, actually. Make the mud from this move deal no hit stun.
Grovyle would spin in a curled up ball multiple times, with its whole body being a hitbox.
It's a lizard! Why is he curling up?
And Blaziken would do a horizontal flying spin kick.
That's fine.
Mudkip's forward air would have it spray a quick blast of water from its mouth straight forwards. Grovyle would do a 2-hit attack, having it do a quick claw swipe with one of its claws horizontally forwards, then immediately do a spin kick.
I apologize to all the Grovyle fans. At this point, at this rate, I'm going to have to end up completely revamping Grovyle's entire moveset.
And Blaziken would do a barrage of rapid kicks forwards, with all of the hits dealing small flinching damage before launching the foe with the final hit.
I'll change that one. Yeah, that can be changed for Blaziken as well.
Mudkip's back air would have it swing its tail backwards multiple times, flinging mud off of it. Mudkip really needs a bath. Grovyle would do a quick backwards double kick.
I am so sorry to all my... Like, the Mudkip moves I think are actually, for the most part, okay. The Blaziken moves I'm like half and half on so far. It's Grovyle that I did so bad.
And Blaziken would do a quick 180 vertical spin kick from front to back. Mudkip's up air would have it do a backflip, swinging its tail upwards.
That one I'd change, because I feel like I've already done a lot of that very same kind of move.
And of course, flinging more mud into the air. Grovyle would do a 180-degree cartwheel that would have it swing its claw upwards, then kick upwards.
I wonder if past me was just trying too hard for Grovyle.
And Blaziken would do a simple backflip kick. Mudkip's down air would have it swing its tail underneath from back to front, causing it to, once again, for the final time, fling mud. I hope anyone fighting against Mudkip didn't, just get back from the dry cleaners or anything. Otherwise, they're going to be pretty sore with it. Grovyle would kick both feet downwards one at a time multiple times.
It's fine. Okay, wait. No, actually, this move is fine. This move's actually fine for Grovyle. Oh my goodness, guys! A move for Grovyle that I think is okay. I can't believe this. This move's okay. This move's actually fine.
Similar to Pac-Man's down air. And Blaziken would do a quick falling kick, similar to Sheik and Sonic's down air.
I changed that. I don't think Blaziken needs a falling down air. We got one, guys. We got one.
I was a bit worried about how Mudkip would be able to grab it first, since it is a four-legged Pokemon and doesn't have vine appendages like Ivysaur and Bayleaf used to grab. But then I remembered what Greninja does when it grabs opponents in Smash, by trapping them with the move Whirlpool. So that can do what Mudkip can do to grab. Grovyle would grab with one claw and...
Okay, gonna make a slight alteration to Mudkip's. Make the Whirlpool dirty. just a dirty Whirlpool. Because I like that it's Whirlpool. I like that idea. Just make it dirty, though. And then just change Blaziken's to make it only grab with one arm.
Blaziken would grab with both arms. Mudkip's Pummel would have it squeeze the foe with the Whirlpool. Its forward throw would have it spray water at them, setting them forwards. Its back throw would have Mudkip use Whirlpool to shoot the opponents backwards.
How would it even do that? I'm changing that one.
Its up throw would have it do a quick backflip and smack the foe with its tail from underneath, sending them upwards. And its down throw would have Mudkip do a front flip, hitting the foe with its tail from overhead. This throw can bury foes.
Gonna change that one as well, though I'm gonna keep the berry aspect of it, just change the animation. Different attack, but keep berry. Because, again, Mudkip's a dirty boy. He's trying to make people dirty.
Grovyle's Pummel would have it punch the foe with its free arm.
Why punch? No.
Its forward throw would have it drop kick the foe forwards. The back throw would have it quickly move behind the foe, then kick them from behind. Its up throw would have it throw the foe slightly above, then do multiple rising kicks into them, send them...
Alright, so change the forward throw. The back throw is actually fine. I like the idea for the up throw. I'm just going to fix it a little bit, though. Keep rising kick idea, but slightly alter execution. I wish I could spell execution. There we go.
them even higher with the last kick, and the down throw would have it effectively use the attack Leech Seed on them, quickly enveloping the foe with roots that deal damage, then hit the foe out of the roots with one of its leaf blades.
Gonna go ahead and change that as well.
Blaziken's Pummel would be a knee jab, its forward throw would have it kick the foe forwards, the back throw would have it do a spin kick, then kick the foe backwards, the up throw would have it uppercut the foe into the air, and the down throw would have it throw the foe into the ground and hit them with a strong, fiery punch.
I'd change all of those. Those are all pretty weak for Blaziken. Okay.
Remember when I said that Mudkip's down air would be the final time that it kicks Mud? Well, I lied. Mudkip's neutral special would be the attack Mud Slap. Mud Slap is a weak ground type move that can lower the accuracy of the Pokemon hit by it. For Smash, it would have Mudkip splash a huge amount of mud forwards that travels at a slight arc. It would fly at a pretty good distance, being able to go about as far as half the distance of the final destination stage.
Remind me, folks, does Mudkip learn Muddy Water? Or does it only get that, like, after it evolves? Check Bulbapedia real quick, let me see. It doesn't. Mudkip does not get Muddy Water. Only Marshtomp and Swampert get it. Okay, so that's probably why I went ahead and not included it. I'm gonna go ahead and change the neutral special. I'm not too happy with this one.
The mud itself wouldn't deal a whole lot of damage, but it would cause flinching, and it would have a lot of pushback. It would also make opponents' movements slightly slippery. Grovyle's neutral special would be the move Detect. This is a fighting type move that has the user avoid all incoming damage for the remainder of the turn that it was used. For Smash, it can work just like your run-of-the-mill counterattack. Blaziken's
Changing that.
neutral special would be the fire type attack Blaze Kick. It would have Blaziken do a quick, fiery roundhouse kick. It wouldn't do a whole lot of damage, it would have quite a bit of end lag, but it would have amazing launch power, capable of KOing foes even at low damage percentages.
Okay, we know for a fact Blaziken has to have Blaze Kick. That's like its move. Even if it's not its signature move anymore, it's still like its move. The question is, do I relegate Blaze Kick specifically as a special attack, or can I make it as a basic attack? Because in terms of attacks, it is kind of basic, though there have been plenty of specials that are that can also just be basic attacks, depending on the actual functionality of the move. It's probably fine, actually, as a special, but I do want to fix the functionality of it. So, fix functionality.
Mudkip's side special would have it do the ground type attack Mud Bomb. This attack in the main games is pretty much a stronger but less accurate Mud Slap attack. It also only has a chance of lower accuracy. It wasn't guaranteed like Mud Slaps was. For Smash, it would shoot a long-range arcing ball of mud that could work as your basic projectile attack. This attack can be angled to vary its trajectory as well as where it will land. When it does land, it would leave a mud puddle that would be slippery to walk on for everybody except for Mudkip. And this does include Grovyle and Blaziken as well. They will slip on the mud. Also, if Mudkip uses one of its many attacks that has it splash mud while standing in the mud puddle, the mud it splashes would travel a bit farther and would deal double damage than normal. Mudkip can also only have one mud puddle out at a time, so if it tries to create a new mud puddle, the first one before it will immediately evaporate. The mud puddles in general will evaporate by themselves after about 10 seconds.
Okay, I'm thinking make that move the neutral special. Get rid of Mud Slap, just make Mud Bomb the neutral special.
Grovyle's side special would have it use the attack Mega Drain. This is a grass type move where the user will attack the opponent, then heal half of the damage that it dealt. It could work similarly to Robin's down special with their Nosferatu, acting as a command grab where if it connects, Grovyle will slowly sap health from the grabbed foe and slowly heal its own damage.
Change that entirely. I mean, it could probably still be Mega Drain, but like the functionality of that kind of just I was so bad with the Grovyle moveset. Jeez, like that is unacceptable.
Blaziken's side special would have it do the attack Brave Bird. This is one of the most powerful physical flying type attacks in the Pokemon games, but the cost of it being so powerful is that the user takes pretty bad recoil damage when it lands. This move would work similarly to Charizard's Flare Blitz side special. Blaziken would charge straight forwards for a decent amount of distance, dealing large damage to anybody hit by it. But Blaziken will also take damage each time it uses the move, and even more damage if it connects with an opponent. It moves faster than Charizard's Flare Blitz, but it doesn't travel as far. Mudkip's up special
I'm going to change that too. Yeah, so I did not do well on the specials at all.
would have it use the attack Whirlpool. I briefly talked about this attack during the grabs, but it's a weak water type attack that can trap opponents, meaning that they are not able to switch out for as long as they are trapped by the Whirlpool, which lasts for about 5 turns. The foe would also take small damage each turn for as long as they were trapped in the Whirlpool. For Smash, Mudkip would surround itself in a water vortex, then leap out of the top of it, giving itself a
Thank you, Pichu. Mudkip should have Aqua Jet for its side special. I'll think about it.
decent amount of vertical height. The Whirlpool normally would just disappear after this, but if any
Let me go ahead
opponent
and
is hit
change
by the
this,
Whirlpool while Mudkip is still in it, they would be trapped inside of it for a little bit, taking small damage as they are. Mudkip or other opponents can attack them while inside the whirlpool, but they cannot be launched out of it. The opponents would also have no hit stun once the whirlpool ends, so they'll be able to move and attack immediately as soon as they are free. Grovyle is up special would have it use the grass type attack, Leaf Storm. Normally this is a powerful move that lowers the user's special attack after using it, but I will be innovating a little bit here. Such is the fate of up specials that Pokemon have in Smash. Grovyle would create a whirlwind of leaves directly underneath itself that would propel it upwards. The leaves only deal small flinching damage, but the attack as a whole has a pretty big wind box to push foes away. And Blaziken...
That's actually a good up special for Grovyle. Wait a minute, we actually got something good here. The idea of it creating like this gust of like wind like underneath itself that propels it into the air, kind of almost, because parts of Grovyle's kit it's supposed to be kind of like this sneaky kind of deal, like this sneaky dude, because he like they are like, you know, they're lizards and such. So yeah, the idea that it creates like this thing where like this gust of wind under itself, like this of leaves or whatever that propels it up, I think that's fine.
Up special would be Sky Uppercut, a pretty powerful fighting type attack. This would be your basic Rising Uppercut move, which would have Blaziken gain vertical height as it punches upwards.
This kind of goes back to the whole deal where it's like this could work as an up special, but it could also work as very easily as like an up smash or something.
And just like for Ryu's Shoryuken, this attack would be at its strongest if it connects at the very beginning of the move. And for the...
I think it's fine to keep that as the up special. Probably just... I will say at least, probably something... Maybe just change a little bit of like the mechanics of it, but that's about it.
The Pokemon change down special, the order would be from Mudkip to Grovyle to Blaziken, then back to Mudkip. Gotta be honest here. Finding a Final Smash type of triple finish with the Pokemon trainers can be rather, well, try hard. I do admit that the Final Smash that I gave the Johto trainer was pretty hokey looking back at it. Heck, I don't even really care for the Kanto trainer's Final Smash that's actually in the official game. So I think I'll be doing something a little different for the Hoenn trainer. What if instead of the trainer making the 3 Pokemon use attacks simultaneously, they call it a 4th Pokemon? One that they do canonically catch, and one that is much more powerful.
Go ahead and save this.
The trainer would call upon the power of the great sky-high Pokemon, Rayquaza, and Mega Evolve it into Mega Rayquaza. As we see in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, during the Delta episode, the trainer does need to catch Rayquaza in order to save the Hoenn region from being destroyed by a Deoxys-filled meteor heading straight for the region. This Final Smash could work like Pit's current Final Smash with the Lightning Chariot. The trainer would return whoever's out and then call the powerful Rayquaza, who would Mega Evolve and then use its signature Dragon Ascent. The trainer would hop onto Rayquaza's back, then fly away. A reticle would then appear on screen that can be moved by the player, and Rayquaza will immediately speed by the stage wherever the reticle was when the player presses the special button, or automatically after 5 seconds pass. The trainer would then return to the stage, return Rayquaza, and then call back whichever Pokemon they were using prior.
I think that Final Smash is still fine, actually. I think it's still solid, because I still much prefer and love the idea of the Final Smash for Pokemon trainers calling out legendary Pokemon. I still think this is fine. Like, even, like, functionality of, like, how to incorporate, like, the move Dragon Ascent into this. Look, everyone, a Pokemon which has nothing to do with the whole design aspect of the What? The Final Smashes are supposed to be super moves. You're gonna have to explain yourself there, Willie. Because actually, based on what I'm seeing from the chat, it looks like you're getting ratioed right now. It looks like you're kind of getting ratioed there, pal. Sorry to say, but... I think it's fine. Alright, anyway.
So in terms of colors for the Hoenn trainer, the default trainer who would have the Pokemon in their normal colors would be May, with her design from Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The first alt would of course replace the trainer with Brendan, and his design from Orez. The Pokemon would all have white hues for this alt. The second alt would have May wearing her outfit from Pokemon Emerald version, with the Pokemon having green hues. The third likewise would have Brendan in his Emerald outfit, giving his Pokemon orange hues. The fourth alt would have May wearing the costume of Team Aqua, giving her Pokemon blue hues. The fifth would have Brendan wear the Team Magma costume, giving his Pokemon red hues. The next would have May wearing her contest costume that we see in Orez, and her Pokemon would have pink hues. And the final alt would have Brendan wearing his contest costume, giving his Pokemon yellow hues.
I'd probably adjust the colors. I think the actual costumes for the characters are okay. Kind of second guessing the Aqua Magma costumes, but they are kind of just fun references. But I also do wonder if there could be something else potentially for them. Shiny costumes. I'm always so hesitant when it comes to shiny costumes, especially when you consider what the shinies usually end up being, or if the shinies like clash with other costumes. Let me go back and look at these.
Half the Pokemon in their normal colors would be May, with her design from Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The first alt would of course replace the trainer with Brendan, and his design from Orez.
Alright, so let me do this. Trainer costumes are fine, but go back over the Pokemon colors for possible changes. We'll see.
The Pokemon would all have white hues for this alt. The second alt would have May wearing her outfit from Pokemon Emerald version, with the Pokemon having green hues. The third likewise would have Brendan in his Emerald outfit, giving his Pokemon orange hues. The fourth alt would have May wearing the costume of Team Aqua, giving her Pokemon blue hues. The fifth would have Brendan wear the Team Magma costume, giving his Pokemon red hues. The next would have May wearing her contest costume that we see in Orez, and her Pokemon would have pink hues. And the final alt would have Brendan wearing his contest costume, giving his Pokemon yellow hues. Mudkip's first taunt would have it playfully rolling around in the mud like the dirty lad that we've already established that it is.
I think I changed that because we kind of already have it doing that for its down smash.
Grovyle would hold out its arms and have its leaves flow while making a hissing sound, an animation that we see it do in the 3D Pokemon games.
Change that.
And Blaziken would goad foes by inviting them over, an animation from Pokémon.
That's pretty basic, honestly. To go ahead and change that.
Mudkip's second taunt would have it playfully chasing its tail, an animation.
I think you forgot the stage intro. Well, no, I didn't forget the stage intro because it's like what I said back in the Giovanni episode that I wasn't going to include them anymore because they were all going to be pretty much the same. But I ended up dropping that soon after.
From Pokemon Refresh, Grovyle would cross the Pokemon games, and Blaziken would goad foes by inviting them over, an animation from Pokémon. Mudkip's second taunt would have it playfully chasing its tail, an animation from Pokemon Refresh.
That's fine.
Grovyle would cross its arms and look away, looking like Shadow the Hedgehog up in here.
Change that.
And Blaziken would do 3 quick mock kicks, another animation from Pokémon.
That's actually fine.
Mudkip's final taunt would have it lift its front legs up and wiggle them, a small reference to its animated sprites from Pokemon Emerald. Grovyle would sharpen its arm leaves while making an X motion with its arms, then roar forwards, and Blaziken would scream into the air. Yet another animation from Pokémon.
Okay, that one for Grovyle is actually fine. I would change the Blaziken one, though.
And for victory animations, the first one would have the trainer pose like this. Mudkip for this pose would jump up and down excitedly, then pose, a refresh animation. Grovyle would do a few backflips, then pose with its arms sharpened, and Blaziken would kick, then pose with its leg held up, in reference to Pokemon.
Those are all fine.
The second victory animation would have the trainer ride in on the acro bike and do a quick trick ending with a pose, with the Pokemon following them in. Mudkip would run in from behind, but then trip and get up and do an awkward pose. This references the Torchic from the intro of Pokemon Emerald.
I'm adding to that one. Add cause mud to fly around when it trips. Because why not? More mud, more dirt.
Grovyle would speed in from behind the bike to in front of the bike while looking cool, then pose. And Blaziken would fly in with Brave Bird, then pose. The final reference to Pokken, I promise.
And I'm changing that one as well.
And for the final pose, this of course will be where the trainer interacts with their Pokemon. Mudkip would playfully splash mud onto the trainer, then jump into their arms. Grovyle would just be standing there with its arms crossed, but the trainer would hug it from behind, causing it to just scratch its nose slightly embarrassed. Aww. And with Blaziken, it and the trainer will clap their hands together, nod to each other, then pose like cool people. And that...
Okay, those interactions are fine. Those interactions are fine. The drawings were a little meh, because old BJ, but okay. Alright, so yeah. This moveset needs a lot of work, for sure. I did Grovyle so bad. Like... Oof. Yeah. Are we doing Goku? Yeah, we'll still do Goku today, because we still have a little time. But yeah, so kind of two movesets in a row that just need a lot of work in general. And of course, they were both movesets that involved, like, multi-tier, multiple character movesets. Oh well. Past BJ, fail. Definitely got lots of fixes for that one. Alright, so let's go ahead and just finish up with the last video of the day. My first April Fool's Day video.
Alright, I think it's time that I break out of my shell. I want to make a Smash moveset for a non-video game character. And generally, the first character that I'm sure comes to everybody's mind as the most wanted candidate is, of course, Son Goku from the Dragon Ball series. Oh geez, this is not a good idea. Yeah, I get it. Goku's a very popular character, and being as avid of a fighter...
I should make it clear here. Remember, this is an April Fool's Day video, so a lot of what I'm talking about in this first segment is just me hamming it up. It's supposed to be a joke moveset. Or this whole... Well, no, the actual moveset I took seriously, but, like, this whole first segment, I'm playing it up.
As he is, of course, people want to see him duke it out with the likes of Mario and such. But... Goku's just way too powerful. I mean, yeah, I know all of the Smash characters have their powers scaled to put them on even footing. I mean, I'm fairly certain that canonically characters like Pichu or Olimar should not stand a chance against the likes of Ganondorf or Ridley. But with Goku, man, this guy's just too strong. You see, the saddest part about, even if I did take this seriously, like this argument here actually kind of is like is kind of outdated because they added Sephiroth. Sephiroth, I think, could beat Goku. That's the funniest part. Shulk is a god? No, he's not. Zanza is a god. Shulk is not a god. At least not anymore, Shulk's not. Well, is he? Was he? There was that whole thing at the end of the game, but no. Nah. What about Kirby? I guess ignoring that death battle where Kirby beats Kid Buu. No, I don't think even Kirby can beat Goku, honestly. But I'm not here to discuss this stupid argument, because in reality, I really don't even care. Like I said, this whole segment, it was just me hamming it up for the April Fool's joke. And he's only getting stronger, having enough power to destroy whole galaxies. No one in Smash is even remote. I will only say... The only character that you can convince me can beat Goku on the Smash roster is Sephiroth. That's it. You are not convincing me otherwise of anything else. I'm not listening to any more arguments about it because again, you're just not going to convince me of them. Nor do I care. Totally capable of doing that. So here's my big question. How can I scale Goku down to be able to stay true to what he can do as a character without making it look forced or hokey? Dragon Balls, forget them all. Touch around the world, yeah.
Also, aside from it being an April Fool's joke, the other reason why I chose Kid Goku as well is because I'm just a bigger fan of Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, than I am of anything after that.
Goku, age 12 from the original Dragon Ball series. I know a lot of people love Dragon Ball Z for its high-paced action, but personally, I loved the original Dragon Ball the most. This was back before Goku was really seen as all-powerful, and more so seen as an anomaly than anything else. Fights were more down to earth, and every character felt on par with one another. I feel Goku as a child is the best way to fit him into the setting of Super Smash Bros., both in his fighting style, design-wise, and with the abilities that he had at that age. So with all of that said, let's get into Goku's potential as a Smash fighter. Goku would be a pretty balanced fighter with a lot of combo potential for attacks. He'd be relatively fast and have some decent force behind his attacks, but he'd also be pretty easy to KO, being a generally lightweight fighter. He'd only have 2 jumps, yes, only 2 jumps. Goku didn't learn how to fly on his own until he became an adult, and he'd be able to wall jump. Now before I get started, this is actually what I'm going to be doing for Goku. Yes, Goku was originally a manga character, not a video game character, which is why Sakurai will never put him into the Smash games, as he only wants characters with video game origins. So with that in mind, I'm going to be making a rule for myself when it comes to making movesets for non-video game originated characters. Their moveset must be inspired from their appearances in video games. So if a character never appeared in a video game,
Why did they put Harry Potter here? Ew, get that out of here. Shoot, go away.
Then I will not do that character. Please keep that in mind before you start requesting literally every character under the sun. That, of course, will not be a problem for Goku, as he's been in quite a number of video games over the years, even more than half the roster that's actually in Smash. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the Tailed Child. Being a budding martial artist, Goku of course will utilize his knowledge in fighting with moves and attacks that he learned from his many masters. He would also utilize his main weapon that was given to him by his late adopted grandfather, the Power Pole, a magical staff that could change its size on Goku's command. Goku's jab would mimic a basic attack that he had in the game Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. It would be a kind of makeshift 4-hit jab. The first hit would actually be 2 automatic attacks, with Goku punching twice with one hand. The second hit would have Goku punch with his other fist, and the final hit would have Goku swing his power pole forwards vertically from high to low. Goku's dash attack would be a lunging...
Okay, so this is where things are going to get a little odd. Because of the kind of pre-established rule that I set up where the attacks must come from video games, I think for revising these movesets, I'm going to have to kind of loosen it up a little bit. Like, where the attack can still reference the move, but make it where it just looks a little better, like, in terms of an animation standpoint. So, like, with that jab, the idea for the jab is fine, but make it where instead of he does, like, 2 punches from the same hand, just turn it into a 1, 2, 3 punch that then ends with the power pole. Make him alternate hands as he punches.
Elbow charge, another attack from Advanced Adventure.
That's fine.
His side tilt would have Goku swing his pole forwards in a helicopter motion, yet another attack from Advanced Adventure. This attack would hit multiple times before launching foes with the last hit. His up tilt would be a 2-hit attack that would have Goku poke his power pole forwards towards the ground, then swing it vertically upwards. This is an attack that Goku does in the Dragon Ball game Revenge of King Piccolo. The down tilt will be a low to the ground 360 sweeping spin kick from Advanced Adventure. The side smash would have Goku thrust his power pole forwards at a slight angle, and have the pole extend as he does. The length of the power pole would be determined by how long the smash is charged for. The longer the charge, the longer the power pole would extend. At full charge, it would be able to extend about as far as Simon's whip attacks. This is yet another move from Advanced Adventure. Also from Advanced Adventure, the up smash would have Goku spin the power pole overhead in a helicopter motion horizontally. This is another attack that would have an extended horizontal range the longer the attack is charged, but its vertical distance wouldn't be very good. And the down smash would have Goku spin once on the ground while his power pole is out. And once again, its range increases if the smash is charged longer. This move comes from Revenge of King Piccolo.
Because actually the funny thing is, like, I know what I just said, regarding like making slight alterations to these reference moves, but so far, even from what I'm seeing, all the attacks are actually still fine. These moves were actually all okay so far. Like, the only one that I actually make slight adjustments to is the jab. Everything else I think is actually okay as is.
Goku's neutral air would be a quick underhook kick from Advanced Adventure. His forward air would have him swing the power pole forwards vertically from high to low, also from Advanced Adventure. The back air would have Goku's...
Something I need to stop doing as well. There was no reason for me to have kept saying from Advanced Adventure. You guys can see it on screen. Like, I suppose I would like to think that I got better about that over time, where I stopped it. Like, if it's obvious where the attack came from, that I just stopped saying that over and over again.
Swing the power pole horizontally backwards. This is an attack from the game Dragon Ball Origins on the DS. I had never even heard of this game before I started making this moveset. Has anyone else? Yeah, anyway. His up air would have Goku punch upwards twice with both hands one at a time. This attack comes from Revenge of King Piccolo. And his down air would be a dropping downwards kick from Advanced Adventure, though it wouldn't gain as much horizontal distance as it did in the GBA game.
That up air I'd change. That up air is kind of odd.
Goku would grab with both...
So far, the moveset is just basic. I mean, I think that's fine for a character like Goku, because Goku never really tries to be flashy. He does what he knows will get the job done.
Both hands and pummel foes with his rock hard...
To be fair, also, Goku is pretty basic in terms of character. And I'm not talking about, like, in terms of him being a bad character. I mean, literally, he's basic. He's a kid that came from literally the boondocks of the Back Hill Mountains. Like, he's a hick. So he's pretty basic, if you know what I mean.
Head. Don't worry, there's not much in there that he needs to worry about. The forward throw would have Goku attack the foe with a barrage of kicks, then headbutt them away. An attack from the game with a mouthful of a name. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. The back throw would have Goku latch the foe onto the power pole, swing them overhead, and slam them into the ground behind.
Yeah, you're right, Ray. He literally has brain injury. That's why he is the way he is.
Throw would turn Goku around to make follow-ups a little easier. The up throw would just be a quick uppercut to send foes into the air. This reference is something you can do with Advanced Adventure during the one-on-one fights, where the fighters can send their opponents into the air, then follow them up for aerial combo strings before sending them back down to the ground. Just like in Advanced Adventure, this throw has very little end lag, allowing Goku to make quick and easy follow-ups. And the down throw would have Goku...
Actually, it's funny. I'm looking at, literally the animation that I provided footage for in this. Honestly, now I want to change the down air. I want to change the down air to that move that I just saw here.
Aerial combo strings before sending them back down to the ground. Just like in Advanced...
You guys saw that, where he punched down? A downward spiking hook punch. And I'll make a note of this, Advanced Adventure.
Adventure. This throw has very little end lag, allowing Goku to make quick and easy follow-ups. And the down throw would have Goku suplex the foe into the ground, bouncing them into the air. This is an attack that Goku can use in Revenge of King Piccolo. You are actually crazy if you think that Goku's neutral special attack should be anything else except for his signature Kamehameha, which he learned from his first teacher, Master Roshi. For Smash, the Kamehameha could work like its iteration in Advanced Adventure, having it being able to be charged in stages. Holding the neutral special button down would have Goku start to charge the attack up, and as soon as the button is released, he shoots the wave straight forwards. Goku can move around as he charges it, so think of it working like the Mega Buster in the Mega Man games. He can also hold the...
Technically second? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Grandpa Gohan. I guess Grandpa Gohan technically was his first teacher. But I guess, officially his first teacher was Master Roshi.
Charge for as long as he wants, but he can also cancel the charge completely by using any of the dodges. But if you do cancel it, you gotta start the charge all over again. The aura has 4 stages that it can be charged, with an aura surrounding Goku to signify what stage it's been charged to, with the aura getting bigger for the stronger stages. Just tapping the button, or barely letting it charge at all, would be stage 1, which would have Goku shoot a small fireball that only moves at a decent speed. about as fast as Wolf's Blaster to give a comparison, and it would travel about as far. Goku would have no aura for this stage. The second stage would require about 3 seconds of charging to reach. It would have Goku shoot another fireball, but it would be stronger, faster, larger, and would travel farther than stage 1. It would travel about the distance of the whole Final Destination stage. The third stage would require about 8 seconds of charging, and would have Goku fire a thin laser beam. It would technically be thinner than stage 2, but it would travel double the distance and would be about as strong. It would also be able to hit multiple times if foes get caught in it, unlike the fireballs which could only hit once. And the final, most powerful stage would take a whopping 15 seconds to charge. Goku would fire a full-power Kamehameha laser beam. It would be the largest in size, the most powerful, being able to KO foes even at lower damage percents, and it's pretty much guaranteed to travel full screen, even on some of the largest stages. That fourth stage may seem busted, but good luck actually getting that full charge during the chaos of a
Okay, the Kamehameha functionality probably should just be should be fixed up. Obviously, keep the Kamehameha, but change functionality. Like, turn it into like a different kind of attack with the same kind of like. I'll think on this one a little bit more. Probably move away from the Advanced Adventure inspiration for this. Yeah, for one thing, 15-second charge up is way too long. I don't know what past BJ was thinking of that one. Yeah, I'll probably just completely change the functionality of this one.
Smash match, especially considering that if you get hit while charging, you lose the charge. Goku's side special would be one of the first techniques that he's ever learned in his life from his grandfather, the rock, scissors, and paper technique.
Like how I actually contradict myself in the video, where I straight up say, like, from his first Master Roshi, later on, the first technique he learned from his grandfather, who was... I'm dumb.
It's a move where Goku will strike at his opponent while making a hand gesture that corresponds with whichever word he yells out from the game Rock, Paper, Scissors. For those who somehow have never played the game Rock, Paper, Scissors, Rock is a closed fist, Paper is an open hand, and Scissors holds out the index and middle fingers only. For Smash, this attack would work similarly to Marth's Dancing Blade side special, having Goku be able to hit up to 3 times with differing effects depending on controller input. The first hit will always be Rock. From there, the player can choose one of 3 options for the second 2 hits, with the third hit always causing the largest knockback. As for what each input is, pressing to the side again after the first hit will have Goku use Rock again, which deals the highest damage of the 3 hits. Pressing down special after the first hit is the Scissor hit, which causes opponents to be briefly stunned, which will last longer if the foe is at higher damage percents. This is the weakest of the hits. And pressing up special after the first hit will be the Paper hit, which will cause a brief flinch effect on foes. The flinch will last for the same amount of time regardless of damage, so it's better to use if your opponent's at lower percents. The player, of course, does not have to use all 3 hits. They can stop the attacks after the first or second hit by simply not putting in another input before they execute. So they can very easily take advantage of the effects from Scissors and Paper by canceling the attack before using the third hit if the player so wished. Using this attack effectively based on the situation of the battle is what would allow this technique to be used at its best, just like playing a game of rock, paper, scissors. Goku's...
I think, yeah, the Rochambeau for the side special is actually fine. Because it kind of because again, Goku may be basic, but he is a genius fighter. And it's something very much that he used, like, yeah, we don't ever see him use this anymore as an adult, but he used it quite often when he was a kid. It's one of his special moves as a kid. So I would say keeping that as a side special is fine. I do want to add a bit of fix to the functionality, though. Let him step forward with each strike. I'm also thinking I should probably do something about the scissors and paper hits, because stunning foes and flinching foes is kinda redundant, so maybe also add something where it's like add a new effect for either scissors or paper. They're redundant. right now. So I'll think about how that can work later.
Up Special would have him utilize his Power Pole for a Power Pole extension. As I stated prior, Goku can have the Power Pole extend to any incredible length, and before he learned to fly, he used it quite often to give himself a bird's eye view of things. For Smash, if this special...
Will I make an adult moveset, Goku moveset if it's requested, or was that off the table? I think I should keep it off the table just to be funny. just to piss off all the adult Goku fans.
Is used on the ground, Goku would extend the Power Pole while holding onto the top and raise straight upwards very quickly, damaging foes in Goku's way as he goes up. The button can be held down to have the pole extend even longer, allowing Goku to go pretty high. When Goku reaches the peak of the pole's extension, and if the player continues to hold the button down, he'll just hang there at the top of the pole. When the button is let go, or automatically after 5 seconds, Goku will shorten the pole back down and then jump into any direction based on controller input for some extra height. Goku's body will be a hitbox as he jumps, but he will go into freefall when the animation ends. If the power pole is extended while Goku is in the air, even if he's not above a stage, he'll remain suspended in the spot where he activated the move as the power pole extends straight downwards until it hits the stage or the imaginary ground below the blast zone. This would be hilarious to see on stages where there obviously is no ground, like for space levels and whatnot. After the animation ends where Goku was hanging on the pole, it would continue just like it would if he used the attack on the ground, being able to jump off in an attempt to recover. This move would be better to use if Goku was at least on level with the stage, because if he goes too low, he's not making it back. Now,
well, okay, that's the same for most recoveries.
Yes, I know that some people would probably argue that the up special should be his Flying Nimbus, which, yeah, is a more obvious choice for an up special, and it could be. I just personally like the power pole idea more.
And I think I still do. Like, even I actually wouldn't change. I actually would not change that special at all. I think it's fine. That's fine as is, the power pole.
Now for Goku's down special, strap in folks, because I made this one kinda complicated. I think it should be the After Image Strike. It's a move where the user moved so fast that they leave a hologram of themselves in the place where they moved from. It was used as a means of confusing opponents and making them attack in the wrong place, or to disorient foes in general. For Smash, this special can act as a teleport, counter, and trap all at once. Using the down special will have Goku quickly jump backwards from wherever he is, whether on the ground or in the air, and he'll leave an after image of himself doing random poses, whether serious or goofy. Now, what the after image does depends on how long the button was held down when Goku spawned the after image, like how Ryu and Ken use different attacks depending on whether the player quickly taps the button or holds it down for a little bit. If the button is quickly tapped, the after image left behind won't do anything. It'll just sit there and foes can just walk through it. I'll refer to these as fake images. It's the after image spawned when the button is held down that's a little more threatening. If a foe gets too close to one of these after images, Goku will automatically teleport from wherever he is and attack the foe. When this happens, said after image will disappear. I'll refer to these as counter images. Goku can leave up to 2 after images on screen at a time. If he tries to make a third one, the oldest image will automatically just disappear. But one of them has to be a fake image. He can only have 1 counter image on screen at a time. He is able to have 2 fake images on screen at a time though. Goku is also able to manually teleport to the spot of the last after image that he spawned, fake or counter, but only by using the same input to create another counter image while a counter image is already on the field. He can also only manually teleport while standing on the ground. He can't do so while in the air. He can only teleport while airborne if an opponent activates a counter image. Every after image that Goku spawns will automatically disappear after 10 seconds or whenever Goku is KO'd.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Luna, like, I got lost listening to that a little bit myself. So I'm thinking, like, I want to keep the after image strike as the down special, because it just makes sense for me. But I'm going to say, let's fix up the functionality a little bit. Let's change up the functionality a little bit. Change the functionality. Because let me think here, in terms of how the actual after image works. Alright, first off, let's change it to only 1 after image instead of 2. Make it where he can only spawn 1 image. I do still like the idea of either creating a fake image or a counter image. You know, actually, it's funny. I didn't realize this. I think I inadvertently made this special very similar to what I did for Flowey's Up special with the what was it? The save load teleports, where he can create an image of himself that he can leave in a spot and then teleport to. At a time. So I guess the best way to describe this is like when he uses it, he steps back and leaves an after image of himself. You can either make the fake image, which does nothing. It's literally just meant to kind of keep your opponent on their toes without them realizing it, or you can make the counter image where, what did I say? Yeah. So what it does is like, if an opponent gets close to that counter image, Goku will automatically teleport to that after image to attack. But I'm also wondering about how that would be functionally, because what happens if you're in the middle of something else and then suddenly you get interrupted? That actually does sound a little. All right, I'm changing it to this. I'm changing it to this instead. Remove fake and counter images. Only make them one type of after image. All after images are fake, but Goku can teleport to the spot of his after image whenever he wants. When he appears, he can either do so normally or do so with an attack. And it could probably work functionally how like I made Shadow's Chaos Control or even Meta Knight's down special, where when he reappears, you can either reappear just appearing or reappear with an attack. So that there's the actual strike part of it. So does that make more sense to you guys? After images are temporary. They vanish soon after being created. Is it a counter or... So at this point, I'm changing it into specifically a teleport. A teleport location. Like you're creating a teleport location for yourself that you can warp back to whenever you want, so long as you do it before the after image disappears. So like I'm gonna make it where the after image, it doesn't last forever. Like once you use it, you have a limited time to warp back to that spot. So it can be used for recovery if you want to. Yeah, it can be used to to get away from your opponent. It can be used to get closer in onto your opponent. It can, if you see your opponent too close to it, you can warp to it and attack them at that moment. That's what I'm thinking for it. Like, does that make more sense to you guys? Cool. All right. So far the down special was kind of the Kamehameha and the after image strikes are so far the only attacks special wise that that need to get changed functionally. All right.
What?
Oh, I forgot about this joke.
My power is inside this fist.
A reflected attack right back at you!
Pierce strike! Ha!
Murdered Waluigi. I can't believe it.
Goku's final smash would have him use his ultimate move, the Super Dragon Fist. This would be a cinematic final smash that would have Goku charge straight forwards, and a single foe hit by him would be pulled into the smash, where it would play out just like it did when Goku used it to finish off the evil King Piccolo, where he launches himself into the air with a Kamehameha wave, then punches straight through the foe with a powerful Ozoro charged punch. Though it wouldn't look nearly as graphic as it did when he used it on the Demon King, don't worry. This final smash would deal a very large amount of damage before launching that single foe away, and if it leaves the foe with more than 100% of damage, it's an automatic KO.
Final Smash is fine. That's a fine Final Smash.
Goku's default outfit would have him in his signature orange gi from the Turtle School. He'll have an alternate outfit where he wears his original indigo colored gi that he wore at the very beginning of his adventure. His first alternate color will have him in the Turtle School gi with a darker red color, in reference to the original color of the Turtle gi in the early anime before it was finalized with the more traditional beginning of his adventure. Goku's default outfit would have him in his signature orange gi from the Turtle School. He'll have an alternate outfit where he wears his original indigo colored gi that he wore at the very beginning of his adventure. His first alternate color will have him in the Turtle School gi with a darker red
color can be changed. That looks way too close to the original one. Interesting.
Color, in reference to the original color of the Turtle gi in the early anime before it was finalized with the more traditional orange that we see nowadays. The first alternate color with Goku's original gi would give it a yellow color, in reference to the original gi worn by Goku's best friend, Krillin. The second alternate color with the Turtle gi would make it white, in reference to when Goku wore a sleeveless shirt while training with Master Roshi before he was given the orange gi. The second alt with the original gi would make it pink and Goku's hair would be blue, in reference to Bulma, the first person Goku ever met after his grandfather passed away. If it weren't for Bulma, Goku would probably still be living in those mountains alone to this very day. The last alternate color in the Turtle gi is an ironic one. It would be in the green colors of the Crane School, the sworn rivals of the Turtle School. And the final color for the original gi is the only one I can find that would actually reference something exclusive to a video game. It would make Goku's gi a pale orange and his hair light brown. This references to how Goku appeared in the game Dragon Ball Shenron no Nazu, the very first Dragon Ball game on the NES. Goku's stage...
Okay, so the colors are mostly fine. It's just that one random, like, darker orange gi that didn't look too much different from the default.
Entrance would have him fly in on his flying Nimbus, of course. His first taunt would have him do a peace sign forwards, an animation in Advanced Adventure when Goku wins one-on-one fights. His second taunt would have him spin his arms in circles to stretch it and ask,
"Give up yet?"
The spinning arm references his intro animation for one-on-one fights in Advanced Adventure, and him saying, "Give up yet?" references his taunt in the game Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. And his final taunt would have him do a single jump, then strike this pose, a reference to the winning animation Goku does when he completes levels in Shenron no Nazu. And for Goku's victory animations, his first would have him jump up and down excitedly while the 7 Dragon Balls circle around him, a reference to Dragon Ball Origins when Goku completes a level. His second would have him holding his stomach and complaining about being hungry, a victory animation Goku has in Budokai 3. And his final victory animation would have him swing his power pole overhead and completes a level. His
Jump
second would
scare!
have him holding his
Did you guys
stomach
see that?
and complaining about being hungry, a victory animation Goku has in Budokai 3.
Like, editing fail on my part. Just a Raleigh jump scare.
And his final victory animation would have him swing his power pole overhead, then pose it next to himself while saying,
"Wow, you were really strong! We gotta do this again!"
a victory animation Goku has in Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And that does it for Goku.
Okay, all of the taunts and victory animations I think were fine. Alright, so there's actually not too much I would change on Goku. I think the Goku moveset I think is fairly solid. So yeah, so fix the animation of the jab. I would change his up air and I would change his down air. Fix the functionality of the Kamehameha and the after image strike, and then that one color. That's it. That's all I'd change to Goku. So for today's stream, we had 2 pretty badly made movesets that I'm gonna have to do a lot of overhauling to, and then one that doesn't need a lot. Doesn't really need much of anything. Cool. All right. So, yep, that is where I'm going to go ahead and call it. We are 20 minutes past 2 hours, so that's... And I'm hungry. I need to go eat. I want chicken. I want to go eat chicken. I'm hungry, guys. May I go eat? May I go eat, sir? So tomorrow we'll do Tail Spiral. I think I do want to stream tomorrow. What is tomorrow, actually? August 30th? That's right. We also have the that Mario Wonder Direct tomorrow, don't we? I forgot about that. So that'll be something interesting for tomorrow morning. I do want to stream tomorrow. Not sure if I'll stream this again, but we'll see. It depends on whatever I'm feeling. All right. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching, and I will talk to you later. Have a good night, everyone.